Welcome to Vancouver. Vancouver's official slogan is "By sea, land, and air, we prosper." And that's because this is a city that sits right next to a rainforest. The ocean is part of everyday life, and there's a relaxed feeling everywhere you go because nature is always close by. A short walk from downtown brings you straight to the waterfront, one of the best places in the city to go for a walk. This is also home to the Olympic Cauldron, built for the 2010 Winter Games. As you follow the path, you see runners, float planes, ships, and restaurants. If you keep following this waterfront path, it leads you directly into Stanley Park. It's hard to overstate the scale of this place. It's a 400-hectare natural rainforest that sits right on the edge of downtown, completely surrounded by the Pacific Ocean. Walking or biking the famous seawall here is almost a ritual. On one side, you have the endless view of the water, and on the other, a wall of ancient trees that have been standing for centuries. Tucked right into the heart of these woods is the Vancouver Aquarium. It's been a staple here for decades. Home to so many marine animals. But what makes it special is its focus on rescue and rehabilitation. Watching the sea lions, otters, and marine life up close bridges the gap between the city and the wild ecosystem thriving just off the coast. To experience the next layer of Vancouver, you cross the Lions Gate Bridge and head into the North Shore. This is the Capilano Suspension Bridge. It hangs 70 meters above the river and was first built in 1889, more than 135 years ago. It might sway as you walk, but despite how delicate it looks, the bridge can hold the weight of a fully loaded 747 airliner. It's been named one of the most beautiful bridges in the world, and walking across it gives you a real sense of the scale of the West Coast rainforest. Between the main bridge, the treetop walkways, and the cliffside paths, you end up seeing the canyon from every angle. Just a few minutes down the road, you can go even higher to Grouse Mountain. The skyride gondola at Grouse Mountain takes you all the way up. And if you're feeling ambitious, you can actually hike up the face of the mountain. Locals call it the Grouse Grind. It's a brutal climb of almost 3,000 steps straight up. With all my camera gear, I opted for the gondola option. The ride up through the clouds is incredible, and on a clear day, you get a breathtaking bird's eye view of the entire city and the ocean below. This place is also home to a protected wildlife habitat, where you can see local grizzly bears up close. Standing up here and looking down from Mountain Peak just reminds you how unique the city really is. If you happen to visit Vancouver in the spring, the city completely transforms. I happened to catch the Kanzan cherry blossom trees. These are the deep pink fluffy ones that line entire neighborhood blocks, and they look like something straight out of a painting. Back in 1925, the mayors of Kobe and Yokohama in Japan gifted the city its very first 500 cherry trees as a gesture of friendship. Vancouver kept planting them over the decades, and today there are over 40,000 cherry trees across the city. Walking under these massive pink canopies, you realize they're not only beautiful to look at, but also a living part of the city's history. Just a short drive away from the neighborhoods is the VanDusen Botanical Garden. And it's a massive 55-acre oasis right in the middle of the city. It features over 7,500 different plants brought in from all over the world. I found you can easily lose track of time here just wandering the different paths and taking in the landscape. They also have a traditional hedge maze, which is fun to try and navigate your way through. This place really highlights how Vancouver values creating these massive, peaceful green pockets right inside an urban environment. Right next door is Queen Elizabeth Park, which sits at the highest point in the city. If you walk up to the top, you get this panoramic view of the downtown skyline with the mountains sitting right behind it. While you're up here, you can step inside the Bloedel Conservatory. It's this massive glass dome that holds an indoor rainforest. Inside it's warm, tropical, and filled with hundreds of exotic plants and free-flying birds. It's a pretty unique contrast. One minute you're looking at a modern Canadian skyline, and the next you're walking through a tropical jungle. Crossing the water to Granville Island, you'll find this old industrial area turned public market, packed with local food stalls, artists, and this amazing energy right on the docks. To enjoy some of the best views of the city, taking the elevator 50 stories up to the Vancouver Lookout gives you a full panoramic view of the entire city and the massive harbor. Right in the heart of downtown sits the Vancouver Art Gallery, a beautiful cultural anchor that connects the city's modern art with its history. Just a few blocks over is Gastown, the city's oldest neighborhood. Walking past the historic brick buildings and the famous steam clock really feels like stepping back into the late 1800s. Ending the journey right back where we started, looking out over the Lions Gate Bridge from Prospect Point as the day fades out. Watching the lights turn on across the bridge, that city motto finally makes sense: by sea, land and air we prosper. Vancouver really is a place shaped by the elements and one of the most stunning coastlines in the world. Thanks for coming along, and I'll see you next time.